welcome back to Jillin Off with your favorite Jillers, Christina Walkinshaw and
Jen Murphy.
Oh, yeah. Very exciting. This is our third or second episode, depending on what we decided to give you.
Second.
Yeah.
Officially the second.
But it's our first podcast with a theme song. How great is the song?
It's great. I love it.
Oh my God, that is my friend Andrea Simone from Toronto, and the song is called Satisfy Me. But
It's very appropriate.
it's very appropriate, even though because we're just chilling off these days. Really, I'm just singing to myself.
Well, it just can be used in so many ways because it can be like, satisfy me, or it can be like, satisfy me, or it can be like,
So true.
satisfy me? What? But I'm nothing.
I'm
I
just
don't deserve your satisfaction.
Singing to my fingers, yeah. Satisfy me. Very exciting. So we have some sad news. We forgot the bell.
It's my fault. It's only the second episode, and I already screwed up.
No.
This is because if I don't write things down, it doesn't happen. No, sometimes I worry that I'm going to die when I'm out of my house, and people are going to see all the little Post-it notes that say the very simplest things, like do laundry, which you would think you just know to do.
You know, like wear a seatbelt. That was the last one.
I literally make lists of everything to do, and if I have it on the list, it gets done.
Crap. I'll text you
And
next week.
the bell, I forgot.
And if you haven't listened to our hot first episode, so we have a bell so that when we want to change the subject or change the conversation, we just ring the bell. So
Well-
nobody has to go into a zone of talking about something they're not
Again,
comfortable.
just like laundry, people might be like, don't you just know when you need to change the subject? But it's also for the sake of our guests, because sometimes we get deep into sexual encounters or feelings. And if you start to feel a little out of your comfort zone, you can just pick up that bell. But it's not here. But guess what? Our host is highly talented. I mean, our guest is highly talented. And I'm pretty sure he'll be able to just make that bell noise by himself.
That's
Our
right.
guest today, without further ado, Jon Huck.
Yay!
Thank you. I'm already uncomfortable. How do I ring the bell?
Well, you can just do like a little like.
You said sexual feelings, and I got very uncomfortable.
Well, this is going to be good then, because Jon, not only are you our first guest,
yeah.
by choice.
Thank you, by the way.
We didn't even ask anyone else. It wasn't like you were the first one to say yes.
Oh,
You were
okay,
the
good.
Very first on the list,
Well, I appreciate that.
and the first to say
Yeah.
yes.
We hear that a lot of males masturbate too, so we figured.
Yeah, you know what? I bet that's true.
Well, we didn't just want the male perspective. We also wanted the married male perspective because, as you know, Christina and I are single.
Proudly, don't worry. That's not,
High
it's not
five,
a,
girls.
And we're not males. I don't know if
It's
you know.
not a
but
male
that's our-
topic.
Not
I
male.
was aware of the not male thing.
I mean,
aware.
to be
I
fair,
know you're one of the only male comics in LA that hasn't seen either of our genitalia, but we are both female.
Oh, is that the case? Is that the case?
Although,
Did I miss a billboard or something?
to be fair, my bowels identify as male.
You just weren't right at the right comedy festivals, I guess.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
You need to get yourself up to the cottage
kidding.
country in Ontario.
No, Jon knows us both. He knows we're not total whores like that. But we did.
But we're trying. We're going to change.
Give it the college try.
I am very curious to know. And like I said, this whole podcast isn't going to be about masturbation, but we're just
chilling off on the mics.
At some
jacking off, yeah.
At some point, it doesn't have to be the first thing you're talking about, but at some point during the podcast, I would like to know how things change in that department from single to married.
You just hide more.
Oh,
You know what I mean? You just
production doesn't slow down?
not for me, no.
Oh.
No, production doesn't slow down. I mean, you forego it because of like scheduling or whatever's going on, but it hasn't
You
slowed
hide
down.
more because you think your wife would be upset, or you
No,
just
no,
feel a
She
little
wouldn't
embarrassed
care.
about it?
She wouldn't care. It's just one of those things that I don't need her to be
You
like.
don't need to announce
Is
it?
that how you do it? Gross. You know what I mean? I don't want her walking in and being like, ugh.
She just knows if there's like more of the small towels in the laundry hamper that you've been doing it more.
No, I don't. I don't like dirty up things. I'm not like a
Do you do
filthy
it over the toilet?
animal.
Oh yeah, you do it in the shower.
I do it. There is the shower. Although to me, you know what? I get sweaty in the shower. Does that?
Oh wow, you.
I gotta go to town.
This is.
well, so
Oh wow.
wow.
Look, I lose at least a pound of sweat every time.
What you're
No.
saying is you clog the drain.
No. It's like it's like a really hot day and you shower and then you get out of the shower and you're like, I'm hot again?
It's like Costanza after the gym. When he takes a shower but just keeps sweating.
Yes. Because and depending on like if I take a shower too quick after working out,
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I mean.
I'm
Yeah.
still sweaty afterwards. So you have to like you have to let your body cool down. But then when you get in the shower and you're letting your body heat up.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
Well, that's good to know.
but
All
the
right.
bathroom is where I keep it all.
You don't do it all
But
over
you don't
the house.
announce it.
No, I don't do it all over the house. I'm one. We have windows that are like, if I were to be in my living room, like even if the idea comes to me in the living room, I gotta move it into a different room. At least the bedroom in the back.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm not like an exhibitionist. I'm not looking for people to see me. It's just one of those things that if I feel like when I need to get it done, I need to get it done.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You also have a lot of really cool and different artwork in your house, and I feel like making eye contact with the wrong picture might make things weird.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, if you see a picture that reminds you, oh my God, is that my family? Or is that,
Exactly.
I wouldn't want to like, yeah, I don't even, if you accidentally catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, it's uncomfortable. And when you see other things that remind you of other people, it just becomes.
Christina
I
looks
know.
directly into the mirror.
Well, you know what? I'm sure there are people that are really into doing that.
I do have a lot of pictures of my friends up in my apartment, and so sometimes, I got to make sure I feng shui my Jillin off position appropriately, so
Yeah.
I'm not like staring into
yeah.
like Laura, Anna, and Jamie's eyes, like, hi,
Who I'm
girls.
sure would be accepting of whatever it is you're doing. It's just, again, not one of those things you want
Exactly.
other people to really. It's a private moment,
It really is. I guess some people do it in front of their partners. I'm not into that. I say
yeah.
if there's a partner nearby, they should be helping you. They should be
I
doing
think
it.
that's when they're just like maybe aren't gonna have sex or something. It's sort of a go-to. Right?
Yeah, or if like you need to get it started or
Yeah.
whatever, But
But you don't just stand in the kitchen while she's making lasagna.
yeah, I'm not just like, hey, are you cool with this? And then she's like, yeah, oh, that's so horny. You want eggs? And then like, yeah, no, it's not like that. At all.
Okay.
No.
Thank you.
I wouldn't want anybody to like witness me chilling off because I wouldn't want them to know how fast I could come.
Oh.
Right? Don't want to make them feel bad.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
You're
sure
like,
where that
wow,
was going.
That was quick. How did you? But when we were together, you never. No, sorry.
Seems like when you're by yourself, you get it done in 2.5 minutes. That's weird.
Although yes, until someone puts a time restriction on you. It's the same for me with sex. It's just like if my wife is like, if anyone at all is like, hey, you want to knock this out before we do something, but we're like, it has to be done at a certain time. If you're just casual about it, then I'll be done in minutes.
I like the way you made that noise.
Yeah, I'll be done in minutes. But if it's like we need to be done in 7 minutes, can you be done in 7 minutes? I'm like, yeah, I can be done in 7 minutes. And then all it is a clock in my head, and then I'm going again. It's not effective for me. So the same is like I could never be like, what? The Uber's here? Hang on a second, I got to go rub one out. And then they're gonna leave in 5 minutes. Like I would never be able to get it done that quick.
Yeah, that sounds really stressful. I just got a little bit of anxiety thinking about that.
Me too.
But it's you
can't make Uber drivers wait.
It's that sexy stressful where I don't know.
Oh yeah, they only wait for you for 5 minutes, then they leave, right?
Yeah.
Whoa,
And
that
you
would
get-
be a
and you
good
get
chilling off
charged.
challenge.
And you get charged $5.
It's really intense.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
They don't mess around.
Oh man.
Thank you, John. I appreciate you being so open.
Yeah, no one's going to see this or hear this, right?
No,
No, definitely not.
we just do this because we're lonely and we really like Paul.
Paul's like, I didn't ask for this. Help me.
I'm gonna have to do some chilling off tonight. I was supposed to have a date. I had a Hinge date set up.
What's
No,
Whoa.
Oh,
what's-
yeah, we
what-
can get John's perspective on whether he blew you off because he was annoyed about your.
What's
Well, I
Hinge?
mean, okay, so Hinge is a dating app that connects you with like
Oh, I've never heard of that.
So many.
Oh,
What?
you've never used Hinge before?
I've never used any of them, but I thought you were on like Bumble or whatever.
I do use Bumble too, but Hinge is like it connects you with people in your extended Facebook community. Like, so it's like
Oh, I
friends
didn't
of friends.
know that.
They're kind of going for this.
But
It's
that's,
like
They trying to make you feel safer that you're not meeting with a
Yeah.
total stranger.
yeah, it's like friend of a friend, so it'll make you feel like it's like meeting somebody at a party kind of thing.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, all of a sudden, like, I'm going to get a message from a friend of mine that's like, yeah, I went out with Christina Walkinshaw. Like, why? How did you guys meet? What's happening?
Oh my god! Like,
Found her in your network.
all she did is Jill off on the whole date. That was weird. I don't know where her fingers were. Anyways, no. So I had this date plan, although maybe it's on me because I did go to Edmonton this weekend. Okay, so here's the thing. I think when you're online dating, you need to you start chatting and you need that date to happen like right away. Because the second you give it like a week to breathe, people are still swiping and they're going to like move on. So I didn't text him back. He wrote me when I was in Edmonton and I was about to go on stage. And then I was like, any words of advice? And he's like, yeah, fuck it up. And then I kind of laughed to myself, but I never wrote back until yesterday. I was like, oh, just confirming we're going out tomorrow. And I was excited because he was going to take me to this Black Rabbit Rose place. You know what that is?
I think he's a magician.
Yeah, he is a magician. Well, he's already disappeared. He's very good.
Wow.
So then, yeah. Oh,
Well, the look on John's face.
Is he
when
really
said
a magician?
He was a magician. Maybe it's a good thing.
Wow, comics and magicians.
Oh, I know. Just when I thought I couldn't get any worse than dating comics.
You're like, I found a new low. I'm dating a mime now. It's pretty great.
Do you think he was annoyed that she didn't answer for 3 days?
It doesn't take I'm of the feeling that it doesn't take long to just say, hey, can't talk right now, real busy, going on stage, I'll talk to you in 3 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, for me.
3 days is a long time.
It's a common courtesy. It's not, I'm not talking about like, you gotta, I love you. It's just, it's like when friends are like, hey, man, sorry I didn't text you back last week. It's like, last week? What were you doing that was so important? Like, and again, I'm not asking you to like, if I have asked you a question or if I'm asking information or whatever, you don't have to answer me right away. I get that. Even if you never answer me, at least tell me to piss off. At least tell me you're busy. But like, we live in an age where it's so simple to go, hey man, I can't talk right now. I just don't see why. What was did you have? Were you
guys? I had to sell merch. I was very busy after the show.
Oh, then that's understandable. That's understandable.
But you're right. It would have taken like 5 seconds to go.
Well, even if you didn't respond right away, maybe like later when you're laying in bed, like before we go to sleep.
If you sat down on the toilet anytime after the show, you could have just gone.
I always.
That's what I've always said, John. If you have time to poop, you have time to text.
Yeah, you could poop and text at the same time. It's still cool.
It's gross, and I don't want to know if you're doing it. But
well, no. I mean, the only people I tell I'm pooping are like when Brian Irwin is like, "Hey, what time are you gonna?" I'm pooping. I'll talk to you later. So like, I'll tell people.
So then he came out. So I was like, "Oh, just confirming our date for tomorrow." I wrote this yesterday, and then he was like, "Oh," he goes, "I have a court hearing on Wednesday morning now, so I can't." And then I was just like, I also would have accepted. I live in Santa Monica. Like, is he lives in Santa Monica? Like,
I'm 8 miles away.
Like,
oh, well, then never mind.
That would have been that. But then, whatever. I'm like, well, how late did he think that the date was going to go? That he can't make it up for a court hearing on Wednesday morning? And then Jen was even like, oh, red flag. Why is he going to court?
Well also, why is he just finding out about court? That's like, when I have a court date, it's like, they got a court date in 6 months. Or I got a court date in 3 months.
Yeah, that's true.
Or if you're
Good
like,
point.
all of a sudden I got court on Wednesday, like all of a sudden you got, and jury duty happens, like they pick on Mondays. You know what I mean? Unless, so it maybe because it was MLK yesterday, maybe the courts weren't open and they had to pick today. But then,
no, if
he's talking Wednesday morning. Yeah, that's a weird.
Wednesday.
I think his little heart was hurt that she didn't respond in 3 days.
That could very well be. But I would have just,
his magician heart.
He's moved on. He has pulled a new rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how. If I were,
I'll go home to my rabbit and Jill off.
There you go.
The rabbit's still a thing? Is that still that the one everyone loves?
It's okay. It's still my collection, but I use this other one now. It's a little smaller.
I picture you guys having like my dad had a tackle box when he would go fishing. He'd just open up and have all these little compartments, and then you're like, oh, this is my rabbit. There's my studded squirrel. There's the bullet. Is there an octopus? I figure like one with like 8.
That's not too late.
Like every hole in your body, this thing takes care of.
That's not a bad idea.
Just plugging your nose, poking you in the eyes.
You should patent that pretty quickly.
I feel like I just need butt plugs for like long car rides with my friends.
Oh, long car rides, butt plugs.
I'm just saying sometimes I get a little gassy.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah, that's what I would use a butt plug for. That's what they're for.
That would not help your gas problem. I don't think. I don't think it's like putting a stopper in.
Like I think cork.
Yeah, if anything, I think it probably.
It seeps through.
Opens the old butthole a little wider.
Then it would just make that noise like.
Then when you take it out, and then when you take it out,
sound like that.
Then when you take it out, your farts would just sound like.
Yeah.
It's like an open hole. I'm the Michael Winslow
farts?
Butt farts.
Oh my God, that's the best. For our younger listeners, that's the guy from
Michael
Police
Winslow.
Academy.
Police Academy was a movie that was made in the 80s. Starred Steve Guttenberg, who was thought to be the next big thing.
Oh my God, do you want to hear my Steve Gutenberg story?
Please, of course.
So I was at Mexico. This is years ago, like my first round in LA, so like early 2000s. And I was sitting at the bar at Mexicali. I'm about to have dinner with Tracy McDonald and Melissa McQueen. And so we're at Mexico. The girls are next door at Banana Republic. I'm a bit of a barfly. I like to get to the bar early, have a cocktail at the bar, talk to the people around me. So then this guy beside me is like, starts chatting with me or whatever. And he's like, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I'm a comedian. And then he's like, so am I. And I was like, oh my God.
The grossest thing I've ever heard.
I'm like, whatever. Everybody thinks they're a comedian. Like, they're just saying that, right? You probably like, I've never seen this guy at a stand-up show like ever in my life. And so whatever. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then whatever. And then we keep chatting or whatever. Yeah, because at the time I got like spots at the Laugh Factory and stuff. So I felt pretty cool. And I was like, see, I'm a real comedian, this guy. I don't know. Like,
He
whatever.
was pretty big. You didn't recognize him at all?
No, and it wasn't until him and his friend invited me, Tracy, and Melissa to all sit with them. And it wasn't until like we went to the bathroom. Oh yeah. So, I forgot. Well, he did introduce himself. He was like, "Yeah, I'm Stevie G." And I was like, "Hi, I'm Christina." But he called himself Stevie G. And then
It's so weird.
it wasn't until like I don't know if the girls went up for like a smoke and they're like, "Come outside for a minute," or we were in the bathroom or whatever. But it was just like Tracy's like, "You idiot! That's Steve Gutenberg." Like,
That's what happened to me the first time I met Nick Swardson at the Improv.
You didn't know it was him?
Because I was still new to comedy, and it was when they used to do more bringer shows there. And I went there for a bringer show, and he happened to show up and go up on the show, but I didn't know who he was. So afterwards, I was like, "Oh my God, you're so funny! You should keep doing comedy. Like you're so funny." And he's Nick Swardson, so he doesn't give a fuck. And you know, he was just like, "Oh, cool." And then he like invited me back to party at their house. Like he just has no ego.
Yeah.
But
he's the best.
later on, somebody's like, "You know who that is?" Oh, Sean Halpin was. You know who that is, right? I'm like, "No."
Were we over? Was I with you? Did we go to Owen Benjamin's house?
Yeah, it was the party house up by Franklin or whatever.
Yeah. I remember that night.
But after I said that to him, he just kept talking to me all night. I think he was like relieved that nobody knew that I didn't know who he was because he probably used to get like bothered.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've known Nick for a long time, just working in and around comedy, and I PA'd on Malibu's Most Wanted, and he co-wrote that and was in that with Jamie.
Yeah.
And he's always been
He's super cool.
just
He's
really
the best.
not,
Such a good drinking buddy.
I mean, he's from Minnesota, and
But
like,
some people would be offended if you didn't know who they were.
Of course, but like. I think it's funny when people get upset. Like I've been asked for my ID going into clubs, and then had another guy go, "He's a comic," and I'm like, "That's all right, I'll show you my ID if you need to see it." You know, I was working with Kreischer in Omaha at the Funny Bone years ago, and I walked in, and I was like, "Can I get a Miller Lite?" And like, "Yeah, it's $5." So I paid $5, and I was like, "Well, that'll be," in my head, I was like, "That'll be the last Miller Lite I have. I'm paying $5 for beers all night."
Yeah.
And and then the bartender, like 20 minutes later, comes running up to me. I didn't know you were a comic. I'm sorry. Here's your money back. I'm like, it's okay.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. But at the same time, I'm not going to be I'm Jon Huck.
You're not going to pull out your headshot and be like, hello?
This isn't on the wall here, but it is on the internet. So
When they try and charge you and you're like, why don't you just take this? And it's just a signed copy of your...
You guys take headshots? We don't, sir. Get out.
Give me your badge.
But also, like I said, I think Nick has that. There's
He's so cool.
there's a Midwest quality about him. You know, I mean, I get it. He's a Vikings fan. He's from Minnesota. They're nice people. I don't know how else to say it without sounding weird. But
yeah, like Canadians.
yeah, it's Canada's underbelly, kind of.
So you're saying us people that grew up here in California were just dicks?
No, not at all.
Totally.
Not
What are you
at all.
trying to say, John?
No, but you know, how different sections of the country
kidding.
have different,
Yeah.
etiquette and different
Yes.
way they
Yes.
raise their kids and different
Yes.
values and whatnot.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I'm always smiling. Like my resting face is, I won the lottery.
That's kind of terrifying. It's like,
Oh my God.
why is she smiling all the
Your
time?
resting
God.
face?
Oh my God. Speaking of terrifying, I think this is terrifying. Okay, I'm really getting John's opinions on these. So, oh shit. Oh no. Oops. I think I just airdropped Paul these screenshots I took.
Oh God.
Paul's like,
All right.
oops, my screen cracked.
So Hinge gives you like, you have to answer like weird little questions, or you get to pick what questions you answer. And then
Who's
put
your
them on
favorite
profile.
Facebook friend that you'd want to date friends of their friends?
Yeah, it's all like weird little questions.
But wait, does it make sure? Okay, sorry. Right before you ask that, does it make sure to only reach out to friends of friends and not people you're already friends with on Facebook?
No, because I've definitely matched with somebody who I'm friends with.
Okay.
So
I wasn't sure if it wanted to go one step further, not necessarily hook up with your friends.
yeah, exactly. Also, I did take off my shoes, so let me know if it smells. Okay. I'm going to yoga after this. I'm not wearing socks. Okay. And the Toms sweat up kind of fast. Okay. All right. So one of the questions on the profile is where to find me at a party. And this guy answered, I'll find you. A room full of strangers is like Christmas morning for me.
Wow. Wait, the guy you're supposed to go out with said that?
No, this is a new creep. This is a new guy. I already started swiping again because, like,
Please go out with this guy.
How creepy is that? And that's
Well-
not even. There's another creepy thing he wrote too.
I don't even think that's
So I was
creepy. I
like-
think that's awesome.
Yeah, I know that was creepy. Right? Who says that? A room full of strangers is like Christmas morning for me. Like
He's
that
gonna
is.
rip
wants
off
you to-
all their
my nightmare.
clothes and like their presents.
No, he wants you to know that he is totally social. I bet you he's an improv,
And then-
an improv guy.
Oh,
Does he
maybe this would explain this one. And then he says his ideal first date is eye contact and a conversation that doesn't stop.
Ew.
Oh, okay.
I guess you should do some eye contact, but I don't like. You can look around the room a little bit. Like, you don't have to like
So anyway,
look into my fucking.
it's a little
cross
intense.
eyes.
Yeah, it's a little intense.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I really think you should swipe on the guy with the room who likes a room full of strangers.
Oh, I know. Oh,
Also, but the I will find you does sound psychotic. Like I will find.
I will find you, and he wrote "you" in like capital letters.
Oh.
Yeah, so he means it. Whoa. I mean, you can't do italics on these things. That would have been. I would have respect if you used italics.
Do you miss the dating world, John?
Oh, I don't even when I was single, I don't think I was ever really in the dating world.
Yeah, me neither.
Like I don't know how to. I'm terrible at meeting people, and like I'm just not good at it. I was never good with women growing up. You know what I mean? I was never like cool. Like I just always uncomfortable, just sweating all the time. You know.
And yet here you are married, and here me and Jen are super cool and single.
Well, but I think
I don't know if I'm cool. You might be.
what I think happened is
I was joking.
I found someone who doesn't make doesn't make me uncomfortable. You know,
She's awesome.
that's kind of
John has
the
an
whole
awesome wife. Is Christina just slowly taking off?
what kind of podcast is this?
Guys, I'm sweating up a storm.
I had to take off my shoes. Now I gotta take off my sweater.
You know how certain kinds of material makes your pits get a little more like sweaty?
Yeah,
This
like
is
any
not
You're wearing
material.
like your Under Armour.
She's got 5
up.
layers on.
Yeah.
She's gonna be ready for yoga.
It definitely stinks. Okay.
Where are you going to do yoga?
I don't know. Where am I going or what?
Where?
Core Power Yoga. in
Shout out
Studio
Core
City.
Power Yoga.
We love it. It was so good. Me and Jen went a bunch of times last week. It was great.
Got to power that core.
We get giggly during. I think we already talked about this, but yeah. Anyways, we
very
get giggly
immature.
sometimes in class.
You find out how immature you are when you take a yoga class and then she says, scissor your legs, and we're the only ones laughing.
I farted in my yoga class once for the first time, like not that long ago.
You take yoga?
Oh yeah, I do yoga Mondays and Wednesdays.
Nice. Where do you go?
I go to the Gold's Gym in Hollywood.
That's good.
Nice.
Though.
Yeah, they have classes in the
You mean you farted like really loud? Because I assume a lot of people kind of too.
Yeah, not loud, but loud enough where I'm sure someone was like, I know it was that guy. And then I was like, what? Is that me? Like it was, because it can get gross in yoga. The gym in general, I'm like, I know we're there to work out, but when people have like really bad BO, I'm like, what are you doing? How did you, it's 7 a.m. Like, where were you before this that you have to stink this bad?
No.
Before you even start working out. I mean, this guy shows up to lift weights and he smells like
It
butts.
doesn't happen that often, but there's one regular at my gym where I'm like, oh my God. I have to be at least 3 treadmills away from him.
I
It's so
will
bad.
move. I will
So
move
bad.
if someone stinks and there's open spaces. I will look at them and then I will move.
And he runs and like kind of hunches over because you can tell it's hard for him to run. And it's not because he's old. He just is like clomping really loud and just sweating and then just leaves.
Oh, he doesn't wipe down the
And I want to yell so bad at him for not wiping down the machine, but I'm too much of a pussy.
What kind of animal?
I know.
It's a squirt. It's a paper towel. You wipe that shit down.
to
I
wipe
know I'm getting old and like one of those people that just wants to complain because I always want to go up to like fitness people and be like, should we ban him? Like, can you take a picture of his face and tell
Even
him?
when I was young and I would go to the gym and be like, hey, I got to lay on that thing next. I don't want your sweat pooled in a thing. That's disgusting.
What's worse though, the BO person on the treadmill or the guy that puts on cologne before the gym?
Well, both are idiots. I mean, what do you do? Why are you doing that? What do you don't
clones.
treat the gym like a club,
Yeah.
but also don't treat it like a gym. I'm very particular. Wear a suit. Don't smell. No cologne.
The only time I've ever been like one of these, freelance policers is when I go to the timeshare with my parents in Lake Tahoe. It's kid-free hour between 3 and 5.
Ooh.
And then when the
That's
second,
2 hours.
Oh, yeah. So at 3:02, if there's a kid jumping in and out of the pool. Oh, yeah. That's true.
Kid-free minute for 70 minutes. Okay. How do we do this? Maybe the kids are confused. That's why they're still in the pool.
They got to give you 2 hours. Because at 3, when the parents are like, it's time to leave, it takes like another 30 minutes to
And
get
they're
them.
dragging their
Right,
asses.
exactly. By the time the kid actually understands and has to get out of the pool, I shouldn't call children it's. I do like children. I get really excited for the adult-only pool hour. It's just so
Wow.
powerful.
What? Yeah. What?
Does all the pee disappear when the kids get out of the pool?
Let's hope. We don't know about
I
that.
doubt it. But I remember like
'Cause
having
they
to
just
get out
splash
for.
in and out. All they do is splash. Anyways, whatever.
I remember getting out of the public pool for like adult swim, and I was always like, "What? Why do adults need to go swim? What's going on? Like,
That's it.
why am I out of the pool?" I'd get really upset.
Well, we need to sit in a floaty and have a cocktail.
Ooh, well, I can do that.
Oh yeah, that's great.
But that's not in the public pool. That's not what they were doing. They were just like swimming laps, and they just didn't want kids
Oh
getting in their way.
yeah. Well, anyways.
Nerds.
I can never get into
That's
that
the only-
lap swimming thing.
Oof, I could swim all day. I could swim all day. I don't. My gym doesn't have a pool. I used to go to what was the? Oh, Bally's used to have a pool. The one on in Hollywood. It's
I've
not
never
Bally's
been
anymore.
inside a gym pool. It creeps me out.
Yeah, they're really. They don't look like you. You're not like, ooh, that looks good. Like,
Yeah.
no, that looks weird.
Plus, you got to like stay in a small lane.
Yeah.
I need more freedom when I'm swimming.
I watched a really weird old guy get out of the pool at Bally's because you could see that it was a glass partition. So I was on a treadmill and he got out of the pool wearing his trunks, didn't dry off at all, walked out of the pool area barefoot, shirtless, in his swimming trunks, walked to the treadmill like
No
2 down from me and started walking on the treadmill. Wasn't on, nothing. I was like, what is going on here? So I'm like trying to do my thing, but also peeking out of the side of my eye. Like, what is he doing? Finally, like 2 people from the gym came over like, sir, you gotta. And they just walked him back to the pool. And I was like,
Maybe, he must have had some
I think he was probably
issues.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise.
He was blessed. That's what we call it now, blessed.
Blessed. Oh, where's that bell?
ding, 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 ding.
Why? Because I said blessed.
No, it's just that sounds like a very a churchy lady thing to say about people with learning.
Like, we better get out of this conversation.
It's a positive.
That's true. Before, yeah.
It is.
You
but-
both wanted to ding me.
No. I was just going by what she was saying.
Welcome to
I was
2019.
scared. I guess I have more offensive friends in my life. I'm like, ugh, don't say anything.
But that's like that John Reap bit. John Reap used to do is like when someone wasn't right, they'd be like, oh, bless his heart. Like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, it was a funny.
I wasn't trying to steal.
No, no one's accusing you of that. And you're right. People do say that. It's best if you wait outside, Jen. Thanks for coming in.
I'm on timeout.
She's taking off her clothes too. That's what's happening.
She's like, I took my shoes off. It does smell.
No way, man. I just showered.
What are you looking at? Notes?
Yeah. What do you think about?
Oh, Christina's prepared.
What do you think about guys
Ooh,
that?
I like them.
I'm so excited to get this. I'm so excited for this to be your moment to come out. I'm so excited.
Oh my God, this is totally going to launch our podcast.
What about when the guy? So he sets up a date, but he literally like picks the bar that's like 2 seconds from his house.
Oh, I've never done that.
Okay, but what would you say to me as a girl because this one date I went on, and it was such it wasn't even a good bar.
Is this
it was
Dirty
so
Hat?
sterile and gross.
Is it Dirty Hat?
Dirty Hat.
Okay, you can ask him about the dirty hat too.
Oh, yeah, he had a dirty hat.
Oh, wait, he showed up wearing a dirty hat, or the bar was called Dirty Hat?
No, he showed up. But I think between those two things, he's just lazy.
That's true. Oh yeah, so it's not like a pervy, like it's easier to get a girl back to my house.
after you have a couple of drinks, I live a minute from here, so why don't you? I mean, that is some forethought. That is.
But I think it was just late. It sounds like he was just lazy.
Maybe.
Because it was their first date. She said
he wore a hat.
She said it was so dirty that she would have hooked up with him if he wasn't wearing the hat.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Did you tell him that?
No.
Hey, I totally hook up with you, but you got stink hat.
What
you
if
expect us to be that honest with people?
You could have worn like I don't mind a baseball hat. I think that they always dudes look great in hats, but this hat was just so grimy. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, you can't like the grimy hat is not for going out at night. Like I'm an idiot. I have like 1,000 baseball hats, but like they're like the ones I wear out. Like I have certain hats that I can wear out. Like when my wife's like, "Hey, my friend's having a birthday party at this nice bar."
Yeah,
I got hats to wear.
Dirty hats are for hiking.
Dirty hats are for hiking or like
moving
moving. Yeah,
driving cross country.
I was just gonna say driving cross country. Yeah, exactly.
Jillin off in your front window.
Jillin.
Yeah.
I went too far. Where's the bell?
I mean, I don't know if the hat's gonna really matter at that point.
Well, then they won't recognize you.
Are you wearing it really down low over your eyes? Oh, who's masturbating in Jen's window? I don't know, but she's got a hat on.
I'm sure it's not the girl that lives there.
Can't be that.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, I can see how you would think like, hey, pick this bar. It's like, and if it's not a good bar, that's
it wasn't
weird.
even a good bar.
Like if it was something cool and neat and an experience, and you're like, I know I live 3 minutes from here, but I thought this would be fun. That's one thing. But like, come to this shithole.
Was it just a dive bar? I don't remember you telling me that part.
Oh yeah, it was a dive bar in like North Hollywood, but it wasn't even a dive bar. Like it looked like something that had maybe just been. I don't know. I want to say put through like bar rescue, but one of those ones that like got more sterile and gross.
How deep
and nobody else
into
is
North
in it.
Hollywood? Was it like Van Nuys adjacent?
No, it was in a pretty good part. Like I think along Magnolia.
The Arts District?
Yeah, but still a few blocks out of that. It was
out of the NoHo Arts District.
Yeah, and it was just it was so sterile. Anyways, I dragged him out of there. I was like, let's go somewhere better, further away. I did. Okay, so me and Jen
took him to a place near your house.
I know.
They just keep going back and forth. He's like, yeah, this was a good bar, but hey, let's go have our next drink at this other one.
We get you further and further away from my house. I think that's the game I would have played. Me and Jen, we love airport bars. Do you like airport bars?
I mean, I don't like how much everything costs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And a lot of times I don't like there was a time when I loved them and I would get hammered and talk to whoever about whatever. I don't know if it's the way things are now, but I prefer quiet time. And like if I'm going to be drinking at an airport bar, I'd rather be alone.
Because I don't want to brag. I got a free drink at the airport bar the other day on Sunday.
Really?
Yes, I got. It was a nice, friendly bar. Everybody was chatting with each other. Everybody was going to different cities. Anyways, and the guy beside me was like, he's like, I just came to the airport. I had to go home 2 days early at the last minute. And he didn't really explain why he was going home early. And so then we started talking about Caesars, which are like Canadian Bloody Marys and how great they are. And I was like, I used to be the best.
I pictured the salad. What did you picture?
Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Nobody pictured like Hail Caesar?
No, I pictured a little dude in a toga demanding that I get 2 pizzas for the price of 1.
I guess didn't picture the Bloody Mary, but with clamato juice instead of tomato juice.
Oh.
Clamato.
I think the ideal airport bar situation is when it's like people kind of are all either like maybe chatting about a sporting event, but they're all doing it. But if just one person kind of focuses and wants to have a conversation with you, sometimes you're like then I can see when John's like, I need alone time.
Especially if that person has like things you don't want to hear. Like I happen to be, I don't know if it's the way my face is or how I dress or whatever, but I feel like I am a dildo magnet. Like,
whoa, now you're on the right podcast.
I go out, I go to places and like the biggest jerk off in the bar will find me and want to be my best friend.
No.
You know what I mean? Like I've heard more inappropriate jokes at airport bars, like directed, like told to me as if I'm going to be like, high five, dude. Like, and then I'm always like, ugh.
I thought you were going to say people come to you for advice.
No.
Like they see your inner therapist.
They saw me in an airport bar. I don't think anyone's asking me for advice.
Because that's why Christina and I brought you here.
For advice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much, actually.
Haven't you noticed? She made notes of all the questions to ask you.
Well,
I like to get a man's opinion on some of the questions that I have.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, look, if you don't have like a best guy friend or anybody, then I could see bringing in dudes to ask them their
I do have a
opinions
lot of
on-
women friends. I'm not going to lie. Although, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's funny that our Jillin off podcast, our first guest is a guy. Like, hey, get your fingers ready. But anyways, the Caesar guy. So anyways, but I feel like once the alcohol starts to flow, people open up a little more. And but everybody at the bar was so nice and kind, and so finally I was like, "Do you mind if are you going home early for work or?" And then he was like, "No." And then it was kind of a sad story. He'd been dating this girl in Edmonton for like 7 years, and then that weekend they broke up, and that's why he went home early. He left like Sunday morning when he was.
And then
supposed
in
to
your
stay till
head, you were
Tuesday.
like, I can get this guy to buy me a drink.
I also thought it was going to end with someone's death, but it's not as sad.
Hit
as
him
you-
while they're down.
So I was like, well, guess what? You just met the spokesperson for being single. I love being single.
I'm sure you
So
made him feel much better.
ran into the right person.
You probably made him chuckle, and that's why he bought you a drink.
Oh yeah, I did make him chuckle, and I was scared some of the jokes might have been of the too soon variety, because like once
Never.
everybody at the bar kind of started like talking,
Getting loose.
everybody starts talking.
I
about,
had crabs. I'm like, oh God, get out of here.
like now when you like talk to people, it's just like this weird, like casual, like everybody's just Siskel and Ebert, like oh, I'm watching this right now. You gotta watch it. It's amazing. You know what I mean? Everybody's always
Yes.
swapping what they watch on TV.
The TV has become the traffic weather.
It is the traffic
small
weather.
talk. What
small
are you
talk.
watching? You got Netflix? You got Hulu? You got
I was
Amazon?
like-
Yeah.
Anyways,
Great.
so I just like, oh yeah, like I'm binge watching Damages right now. There's 6 seasons, and since you're single now, you got a lot of time to kill. So you could probably clear out.
So
You should look for shows with 6 seasons or more because it might take you a while to find someone new.
I also really need to know. Jeez. I also
Look,
really,
you're not
too
that
soon?
attractive. You're going to be by yourself
Oh, no.
for a really, 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 really long time. So you might want to start with Game of Thrones.
No, that's what he said. He's like, oh, so I should restart Game of Thrones. I was like,
Yes,
absolutely.
and take notes.
But he was actually very cute. That's why I felt comfortable making the joke.
start with Survivor. There's 22 seasons.
I know Grey's Anatomy is 13 seasons long.
Have you ever watched the news starting from the beginning?
All right, Coronation Street. All right, get into it.
I need to know what a Caesar Bloody Mary is. I've never heard of it.
Oh my god! So it's a Caesar. It's totally it's
How does
it's like
it
a Bloody
vary?
Mary. It's like a Bloody Mary, only instead of tomato juice, it's clamato juice.
Oh, okay. I've heard
I
of
know it
that. I
sounds-
didn't know it was called Caesar. Ugh.
Yeah.
No, it's
Called
delicious.
Caesar because apparently he threw
Lots
up
of
a lot.
spice.
And you like it?
lots of Worcester and Tabasco.
How heavy is
some
that clam
limes.
taste?
I'm telling you, like I wouldn't drink clamato juice on its own.
John's face.
How, first of all,
wouldn't-
what a like. Can you imagine? Or, hey, can you go light on the clam taste for my drink? I
think-
it's like.
Everybody likes clam juice as long as there's vodka in it. I think that's the Canadian
I
way.
think
It's
everyone
so-
likes clams as long as they're in soup. I don't think anyone's like, yeah, put it in my drink.
Oh my god! One day I'm gonna bring a Caesar station. I'm gonna make everybody Caesars here, and then we're gonna
Okay.
drink them on the air. And you're gonna turn out that it's gonna turn out that you really
Can
like
we
clam
use
juice.
fresh clams?
No, we have to use Mott's Clamato. It's got some MSG in it, to be honest. But I think it's the salt that takes away your hangover. It's a big like hangover remedy in Canada. Everybody needs one the morning of. When I see somebody drinking a Caesar at nighttime, I get a little creeped out. I was
Some
like,
Caesar and poutine?
yeah.
Ooh, poutine is good,
It is good.
but they don't make it a drink,
Well, soon.
do they? Oh,
Coming next, poutine with vodka in it. I wouldn't put it past a Canadian.
poutinka.
Poutinka.
Guys, we have a lot of good inventions happening here.
Oh,
Yeah.
We got John's octopus.
Yeah, the octopus dildo, poutine Caesar.
The glass bunk bed for nudist fat camps.
Oh, perfect.
The electric comb.
I get invited to every week.
I write down like nonsensical
Electric comb.
nonsensical inventions, and I wanted to like see like how they went wrong. Like the electric comb, like an '80s hairband was decapitated when the thing went awry, and they were using it. Like, I tried to invent the beer pillow when I was in college. Everyone told me I was an idiot, and I got
beer
mad.
pillow?
Yeah, just a pillow that you know is like keeps the beer cool, and you could put your head on it, but it's got a little straw so you could drink while you're laying down.
Oh, that's cool.
And my friend,
Oh, beer pillow. I thought you said beard pillow.
beard,
And I thought you
beard.
meant like a little tiny pillow that you put under your beard when you go to
Just for the beard hairs.
I'm like, oh, is that
What's
an
wrong with
issue?
your neck? Oh, I sleep like this now. No, beer pillow. Like
Beer
a
pillow.
pillow filled with beer.
So you would like a way to be able to drink your beer while you're falling asleep or right when you wake up?
The first person I told my invention to said, you know, if you can't sit up, you probably should be drinking. And I was like, shut up. And I ran out of there. I was so mad. And then everyone else was like, that's a dumb idea. And I was like, you're all assholes. And of course I was hammered and I ran away.
Don't ever let anyone tell you it's a bad idea.
Right.
Unless it is a bad
Have
idea.
you seen some of the inventions they've done for wine? Like, don't they make like bras? They make all this weird stuff where women can like hide wine and sip it or
Oh,
something.
yeah. I think there is a bra
It's a
wine.
bra, right?
Or like a wine bra.
I don't know how well it's doing, but
Yeah, where the straw comes off the strap and like, yeah.
It's very fun.
That'd be good for like football games.
I was
and
going to
stuff.
say that's probably
Sporting
geared more
events.
towards concerts.
I would be excited to have the extra like
Christina
boobs.
brings it to yoga.
I like never drink my wine. 'cause
Don't drink my wine. I want my boobs to stay this way.
Exactly. I would never drink it because I'd be like, fuck, I need this to make my boobs look bigger. Like, I would just stay there. I wear it all the time. In fact, a long time ago, I think like the late 90s or like early 2000s, I remember it was a bra with an air pump. Like,
I
it came
remember
with, like
those.
a little pump.
Like a
and you would
Nike,
pump
like
extra air.
pump
It was like,
pump it up now.
That didn't last very
the
long.
Reebok pump.
It didn't. I mean, they must have started popping, right?
I don't know.
Like kind of like that scene on The Golden Girls where Blanche puts like the extra balloons in her boobs and then goes to hug that guy and then they deflate. Do you guys see that episode?
probably.
That's probably what happened to that bra.
when I was 16 and I was going to a New Kids on the Block concert,
which we're doing again in May.
I was gonna say, what you're gonna do now
I-
at
Which
this age?
we're doing
I
this
took
year.
a roll of Scotch tape and put it all the way from my back and taped my boobs with Scotch tape together to make cleavage. Took like 5 big things of Scotch tape, but it worked.
That's true.
It worked.
It hurt. It hurt coming off.
It worked how? What was the goal? It was just to have cleavage. You worked so you had cleavage.
Yeah,
it didn't
so
work like the
push
new
them
kids were like,
together and then-
oh, hi, Jen. And they jumped off the stage and were like, I'm Donnie.
I
thought it
mean,
was like-
there was a lot of girls there, so it would have been awkward if they picked me out personally. But yeah, they saw.
It's like
Cool.
whenever I'm in bed with a guy, I like to be on my side because I can make my boobs look bigger. But now that I'm getting older, I'm like, fuck, I can't do that anymore. Because by doing this, I'm getting more lines down my chest. So it's like, oh no, I can't do that anymore. Are you getting lines there?
You're always laying on
You're
your
like-
side. You're like always on your side. Hey, what are you doing? No, that's how I lay all the time.
I'm sure guys do that.
My chest is starting to look like a road map and just like, oh my God, there's the 405, the 101. It's just the 118 down here. It's getting bad. Oh my God. Just all the north to south highways.
You're sure guys do what? Lay on their sides to make their boobs
Yeah.
look bigger?
Yeah,
No,
I do.
no.
Or on top. But I don't like being on my
No.
back because then they go back into my body.
No, they lay on their side and then sort of like push their balls up, and then their balls push their penis up, and then that makes it look
What, guys do that?
more fulfilling.
Oh, I've never tried that.
I gotta try sleeping with a guy.
You can use that.
Me too.
You can use that trick.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go home and just get on the couch. Why are your balls out? What are you doing? Like don't they
But
look
sort
big?
of sleep, but sort of be on your side, like on your hip, but then sort of have your arms still forward like this.
I guarantee if I laid like that on the bed, my wife would go, "What are you doing?"
Because you also want to see your biceps, you know?
Yeah.
Now I've started to hug a pillow at night just because I feel like it's better than like crunching my arms together like this, like how I usually sleep, because then maybe I'll stop getting so many lines. It looks really bad when I wake up in the morning. I
Or
swear.
you know what you could do? Get a piece of Scotch tape and stretch your skin apart
I should.
before you go to sleep.
tape my chest. That's a good idea.
Scotch tape
This
can
is
solve
really
everything.
just an advertisement for Scotch tape, as far as I can tell. You ever thought about using it on your ball sack and then lifting that right up? And I'm like, nope, never have.
We can't afford Botox. We just use Scotch tape for everything.
Oh yeah, just put it on your forehead.
Yeah, just forehead. Actually, I have a friend that does put Scotch tape on her forehead every night, and it works. She looks
Get
great.
out.
Yep, she looks great. I'm telling you, it's working. Yeah. So I gotta start putting Scotch tape
Well,
on my
especially
chest, on my forehead.
Well, maybe her dreams were like what? Like she would furrow her brow in her dreams.
Right. Maybe we're having angry dreams, and that's why we're like, ugh.
Angry dreams. That's a good ballad.
Angry dreams.
Well, now we're getting a little scary.
I had a dream last night I was doing a roast battle. That's scary.
God.
Oh my God.
Do you know who you were?
Who were you battling?
Yeah.
Who were you battling?
I can tell you exactly who I was battling.
Who?
Regan from Regan and Watkins or whatever.
Really?
Is that the name of their group? Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird when you have such a specific dream about somebody that you don't have any contact with or anything?
Yeah.
I woke up and I was like, where the fuck did that come from?
Whoa.
And it was all very odd. I won't describe it because these listeners don't know who I'm talking
Well,
about.
also, but
But if I told you the people that were in my dream and the things that happened, I'll tell you later off.
Oh, what? You can't say it on the air? I'm so
No, it's just I don't think anyone cares because they don't know them.
Oh.
it's always like hearing someone's dream. Like, and then it was like my house, but different. No one boring. Go away.
Thanks, Jen. Why don't you tell us about what food you ate today, too?
You guys wouldn't understand. You never heard of it. Never mind. I'll tell you off air.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
Well-
I shouldn't have even brought it up.
No, I think it's interesting. I want to know what's
No.
going
There's
on in
about
your
5
dreams.
times I could have been belled already today.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Do you
So,
ever-
John, maybe you can help us since it's almost over. But so because it's Jillin off, but of course, like we said, it's not just masturbation. We talked like how many different ways you can use that kind of term, like masturbation. Like we masturbate of our mouths, like diarrhea of the mouth when you
Sure.
talk too much.
Sure.
Or we say we're just jilling off
We're just
through
chilling
life.
out. We're just
sort of
joking around. We're just
goofing through our life.
jacking off.
Yeah, I mean,
Jacking off through life.
Jack off, jerk off. Those are. That's like always been kind of a. What are these jack offs doing? It's like
Yeah, these
just-
chill offs. That's us.
just goofball, nonsensical.
Do you have any other ideas of how our term can be used? Get back to us.
Okay, so just like. Yeah, I don't.
Also, we've asked you a lot of questions. So if you have any questions, to help us with your relationship,
Oh, yeah, you can ask us.
Guys, I got some marriage. I got some marriage questions.
I've known you for many years and you've never asked, you've never wanted my advice about relationships, but you might now.
Well, again,
Or maybe we're just not the go-to people.
I don't really have. I mean,
Let me ask these 2 single girls with a podcast called Jillin Off some relationship questions.
I'm more like what I'll do now for if I like have a question, I'll look to a friend who's
You look it
also
up on
married.
Google?
I'll look to a friend who's also married and be like, hey, does this happen to you? And they go, yeah, dude, that's part of it. And you go, ugh, okay. So as long as you're like, I don't want to be alone. You know what I mean? I want to know that other people are going through the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. That's how we feel. That's why we started this podcast.
And speaking of being alone,
Everyone else had a podcast. You're like, we need to do this or we're going to be left out.
We highly encourage, we haven't said it yet, but we highly encourage people to write in with their
Yes.
questions or things they'd like to hear about. You can email jillinoffpod@gmail.com.
yeah. And speaking of being alone, you guys are all going to be alone now because we're going to go. It's the end of the podcast. So it's
also-
time for you to go Jill off.
We like to end abruptly.
Yeah, people should write in and ask Jen about carrots and things that happened in her youth and her mom throwing away
Not everyone
food.
can afford dildos, John.
I know, but it's an important story that you need to tell. Thank you guys for having me on.
you like to-
tell everybody where you're going to be next, how to
When does
find you
this
on
come
social
out?
media.
Next Monday.
Next Monday, well, I will just be back from San Francisco Sketch Fest.
Oh, yeah. That looks
Fun.
fun.
And I had a great time. And then I will be in Birmingham, Alabama, and Atlanta, Georgia, and Nashville, Tennessee with Dan Cummins
That's awesome.
at the end of February. And then in April, I'm headlining Goonies in Rochester, Minnesota, and
Sweet.
Zanies in Chicago.
Yeah.
Killing it.
And I'll put it all on
Zany.
social media. And my Twitter is @JONHUCK.
Thank you, John, for being our guest.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
We
All
love
right.
you.
Appreciate it. Love you too.
Is it too soon?
Thank you.
Too soon to say you love me?
Yeah.
I mean, no.